We hope to see you there. We hope to see you in the battle stars.
We are not going to say that.
See you on the Battlestar field, everyone.
Everything's a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. Deja vu.
Mark, we're back.
Huzzah!
We haven't left our homes in 10 months now, however long it's been.
And yet, despite that, we had like a 4-month gap where we couldn't get around to recording another episode.
Well, we've been very busy. Mark, we are back. Deja Reviewed is back for a second season that is coming into everyone's ears very shortly.
That's right, Mike. And I know the question everyone's been waiting for is, what were we going to do for season 2? I know many of you have been unable to sleep at night just waiting to find out what season 2 would be. So,
yes.
Mike, you want to tell them we wrapped up Twilight Zone in season 1. Where are we headed for season 2?
We're heading toward season 2 of the Twilight Zone. No, we are.
Oh God, no.
We are going to do the original 1978 Battlestar Galactica, and this one, Mark, unlike Twilight Zone, where I had not watched any of the new Jordan Peele Twilight Zone. I hadn't even watched any of the many reboots of Twilight Zone. I hadn't seen any of the modern versions of Twilight Zone. Unlike this, I loved the 2004 version of Battlestar Galactica. I've seen it watch it all the way through a couple times, and have a lot of admiration for how they handled that. And I've heard the original Battlestar Galactica is maybe not as watchable.
Are we sure we don't just want to watch the new Battlestar Galactica again? Because that is one of my top 2 or 3 favorite shows of all time. It is
totally
fantastic.
Agree.
It's amazing. But yeah,
I would be down for
Reviewed,
that.
It's like, let's, that's our theme, is watching the original version of shows that were rebooted. So we are going to go back to the 1970s and watch the show that did spawn a really, really excellent, one of the best shows of all times. But yes, I've heard the same thing, that the original is not good.
Yes. So we are going to follow a similar format to what we had done in watching the Twilight Zone. And we're going to have some fun surprises. Maybe we'll even have some guests on. We're going to get through as much of the original Battlestar Galactica as we think that we can stomach.
What do you want to set the over-under at? I don't know. I haven't seen any of these, but just based on what I've heard it's really, really bad. So I'm going to set the over-under at 7.
Okay. I think I'll take the over on that just because I think it's going to be fun. But if you think about it, Star Wars was the seminal 1970s sci-fi. If you think about a lot of the acting and dialogue in Star Wars, this is, I know, blasphemy, it wasn't that great. There are some hokey moments of A New Hope that maybe weren't that great. So this is a bad version of that.
Well, and that's fair enough. And look, people have never gone to the Star Wars movies for the acting, although some of the more recent ones have some quite good performances. And even the original Star Wars, I think Alec Guinness was quite good in. But
Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford were also good. I'm talking about you, Mark Hamill. No, I'm just kidding. It was frankly was more of the dialogue, but there was a certain level of cheesiness to A New Hope.
That's fair, but it was also groundbreaking in terms of the visual effects and the worlds they were showing and stuff. Now let's imagine at that same period in time when Star Wars had just broken this ground, we're trying to do that type of sci-fi on a TV budget.
Yes, every week, presumably.
And I'll go ahead and say even today, although special effects in TV have gotten mind-blowingly good over the past kind of decade as computer effects have gotten cheaper and more available, but even if you look back 10 years ago, just the level of what they could do with effects even at that time on a weekly TV show was not good. And then you look at what they could do in 1978. So I think part of the challenge here is going to be take the cheesiness that existed in Star Wars, have it executed on a much lower production value without the ability to do any of these effects.
And let me also clarify that the Star Wars original trilogy is 3 of my favorite movies, literally of all time. So I am not dogging Star Wars. I'm just saying if you look in your heart of hearts, you might see that it maybe was a little bit cheesy in places.
Star Wars fans, you can send your angry messages to
Bring 'em on.
dejareview.com where Mike will be there answering them
I will
or
be
ignoring
fielding them. Yes, one at a time.
So so that's what we're gonna do. I don't want this teaser promo to run too long, but
No.
one of the things we're gonna continue from season 1 is every episode we'll get the title of the next episode and find out what it's going to be.
Or
And
guess
then
what
we're
it's
gonna try
gonna
to
be.
we're gonna try
Yeah.
to guess what it's gonna be. Now this will be a little different because Twilight Zone was an anthology series, so literally anything under the sun was available. This time, hopefully, we'll have a little bit to go on after the first couple episodes. But Mike, you want to tell us what episode 1 is going to be? We have not watched it yet, and we're just going to have to guess, knowing nothing about the show other than it was eventually remade as the good Battlestar Galactica.
And also, I will point out a little bit different from season 1 where we were doing Twilight Zone. I had seen a bunch of those Twilight Zone episodes, so you were basically shouldering the burden of doing all of our guessing. So are you ready
It's
for
very
this, Mark?
hard to just make up guesses, Mike. That was a lot of work on me.
So I believe episodes 1 through 3 are all called, part 1, part 2, part 3, Saga of a Star World. So right off the bat,
The
they're
title is so
they're
bad.
immediately hearkening back to Star Wars, right immediately in the title. Star World and Star Wars sound enough
And
alike.
I bet in the ads they kind of said it really quick, like, come check out Saga of a Star Wars, in the hopes that people would think it was just Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh man, that tells us nothing other than that it's gonna go for 3 episodes long.
3
All
episodes.
right.
It's going to be a saga.
It's gonna be a saga.
There's going to be
Star World.
laser guns. Yes. So I'm thinking, Mark, when I hear Saga of a Star World, this is maybe some like oppressed sort of enslaved. Think of Kashyyyk, if you guys are doubting me for being a Star Wars fan. But the Wookiee planet of Kashyyyk, that the Empire had come and enslaved all these Wookiees, and this was how Han Solo and, well, that's not how they met because we saw that in Solo, but Chewie had been a slave at some point on that planet. Maybe they went back afterwards. Anyhow, so I think it's sort of an enslaved world that needs to get out from under the thumb of an evil, let's say, empire, for lack of a better word.
Okay. That makes total sense, and it's a good ripping off Star Wars right from the get-go there. Based on what I know of the new series, I'm going to assume that with a sci-fi series, your first episode is going to be doing some world universe building. So I'm going to say we're going to find out about this world where the Cylons and the humans live. I'm going to just assume it's still Earth at this point. So Cylons and humans on Earth, and I think we're going to see the Cylons revolt and the humans have to flee to their star world. That's my guess. I don't know what a star
that's
world
good.
is, but that's where they're fleeing.
That's good.
Apparently.
That's actually good. Yeah, I guess my evil empire should probably be the Cylons, because I forgot that we were doing Battlestar Galactica for a second.
Or the humans, because aren't the humans the one who kind of enslaved the Cylons?
Didn't we learn from season 1 that humanity is always the true evil?
Fair.
And that's the reason we've been sitting in our homes for 10 months.
I just saw on the news this morning a thing that said if 95% of people wore a mask, we wouldn't have to shut down again. I'm like, well, good luck with that.
Yeah, as Illinois is shutting down again. Good job, everyone.
So, for those of you who are joining us again for season 2, welcome back. Or if you're new, welcome to Deja Reviewed. We always encourage you to watch the episode ahead of time so you can hear about it with us, send us your thoughts. Mike, where can people find the original Battlestar Galactica series?
So if you go to NBC.com, the old versions, as we haven't actually watched an episode yet to make sure that they do play all the way through, but our understanding is that you can go to NBC.com to watch through all the episodes of, and it's only one season also of Battlestar Galactica.
I did load up the first one and watch like the first 10 seconds to make sure it actually like is in fact there and plays. I have no idea if it goes all the way through the episode, but at least it seems to be there.
Maybe that is the whole episode. We'll have to find out.
This will be a very short season if it's only 10 seconds and that's the season.
I think we owe our fans a short season after Twilight Zone.
Fair. So, so we'll be checking out episode 1, Saga of a Star World Part 1, I guess.
It didn't even say part 1, but it did say episode 1 through 3 were Saga of a Star World. Thank you also for the people that are checking us out for the first time. If you guys do want to subscribe in all your podcatchers and do all that stuff, just go to dejareview.com. There you can find all of our stuff, and you can connect with us on Twitter or Facebook at Deja Reviewed.
All right, so we're looking forward to it, and we'll see you in episode 1.
Deja Joe Reed here.
That work?
Yeah, totally.